And with this one, we'll start with Paul Anderson. The question is, do you acknowledge that climate change is an important issue caused by humans and that the OPPD board members need to help address it by working to reduce emissions from electricity?
Yes, I do. As I said earlier, we need to take care of our planet. And I also said earlier that I favor keeping the Fort Calhoun plant as well as the Nebraska City plant, the coal-fired plant, because coal, we have an abundant supply of that energy right here next door in Wyoming. And both of the coal-fired plants and the nuclear plants it's a clean energy burning source, and it's reliable 24/7.
Colin Cavanaugh.
I think certainly climate change is, in my mind, I don't see how anyone can deny that that's certainly a factor and becoming very quickly, increasingly, a very important factor in the world's climate. All you have to do is look at the icebergs into various areas where those are at and the rapid melding away of those, which is increasing the water mass throughout the world. Yes, it's something that we have to very strongly consider and sooner than later.
Thank you. Craig Moody.
I would agree with these two gentlemen. There's unequivocal scientific evidence that climate change is not only real, but it is caused by humans. So let's just move on from there. I trust the scientists in my world. You know, it's a little bit scary when you look at it. There's a recent article projected the potential for a 6-foot increase in sea levels by the end of the century. You talk about mass disruption and chaos. That's people fleeing from the coast, which is where all of our population is. And where do you think they're coming? So it's not just on the coast as well. There are local impacts. We've looked at this very closely, and there are definitely going to be issues that we in Nebraska need to address if climate change does continue unmitigated. And that's just not about, that's not just a Birkenstock wearing sort of thing. This is an agricultural issue. It's a huge agricultural issue. With that said, the law requires OPPD to provide reliable, affordable, and environmentally sensitive power, right? So that doesn't mean that we are just going to immediately stop coal. We've got to be respectful, responsible, and we've got to be thoughtful about what this is going to look like. And that's something that I'm really well positioned to do, is to help OPPD think about what this transition needs to look like and to ensure that they move through it in a smart way, but yet quickly. And that's something I'm excited to work on.
Thank you. Don Krupa.
When I checked with the chief executive of OPPD, they've got some committees in force right now looking at this. And I'm going to leave them with the architects and the people that got a little more knowledge than that. Like the coal, I'm still see the reduction of coal, which is, like I say myself, when I lost my thought before, it was on MUD on the gas, which they're going to increase to 17%, where they only had 1%. And so that's a natural cleaning better than coal, and probably less expensive. But I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Tom Mulligan.
Well, not only are we facing a climate change, but we're facing an industry change. And of course, that's been a big part of our conversation so far here tonight. With regard to coal, I mean, I can remember when low sulfur coal, which is mined up in northeastern Wyoming, was going to be the answer to a lot of our problems with the emission standards. Of course, now the emission standards are being changed, and a lot of our coal-fired plants are being switched over to natural gas, which makes good sense. However, what the caution that I throw to the wind is this, is today we're paying approximately $2 per 1,000 cubic feet for gas, natural gas, and natural gas is predicted to be, the price will be around $4 by the end of the year 2017, which is a 100% increase in cost. So as I mentioned earlier, You know, the change that the path that we take down, the change that we make, needs to be with a sense of urgency as well as with caution, because, you know, we need to ensure that the power supply that we do provide to the public is affordable.